Today we're going to be talking about Phantasma Chain. We're going to talk about the latest updates that we've got from Phantasma Chain, and also we're going to take a look at the price chart to see where could it potentially get to. Now, I used to cover Phantasma Chain from back in 2018. I used to be an ambassador for them as well, actually. Back when I used to cover all the projects on the Neo blockchain, all the ICOs on Neo, and Phantasma Chain had started their ICO on Neo back in 2018. And obviously, because it got through the bear market, the price was doing pretty harsh, right, compared to the ICO price, which was like 40 cents. So it went all the way down to 3 cents. It was actually even 2 cents at some point, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see here, now it's trading at 45 cents. It actually went as high as 70 cents when we had the video from BitBoy Crypto. He actually did a dedicated review on Phantasma Chain. So when that happened, when he went into the spotlight, the price did very well. But it doesn't mean it's not going to continue to do well, because these guys have been building like crazy. They've been partnering with actors, with artists. They've got Ghost Market, which is the NFT platform where you can sell and buy NFTs. You can also design NFTs there too. So it's absolutely awesome. And there's something big coming for Ghost Market too, very, very soon. Obviously, I can't say anything, but just so you know that it is coming. So let's talk about their news actually to see what is it all about. Now, you can see here from the 8th of May, they are actually, they've created an NFT for this guy, for this actor, Kevin Smith, right? And you can see he's got 3.1 million followers on Twitter. So that is quite a lot, okay? He's a well-known actor. He's got a huge following. And he's been talking about Phantasma. Actually, he went on BitBoy Crypto's channel recently, and he said that he really likes Phantasma Chain and Ghost Market. Obviously, he's got the NFTs, you know, and he's working with the Phantasma team to try and push that marketing, right, and get the use case out there for other artists, for his followers, etc. So there's definitely a lot of upside here with Phantasma Chain. Now, aside from NFTs, they're also working on this gaming platform called Pavilion, the Pavilion Hub, which is going to connect to Steam. Now, they had started one specific game. Now, it wasn't really Phantasma that started this. It's actually a third-party company, the gaming company, Goatee Entertainment, who created a 22RS racing game, which is an awesome game, by the way. I have done a dedicated video playing this game, so you can check it out on the top right hand corner of the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. I've done this quite some time ago. I think they've pushed some updates ever since, but now there's going to be more games building on Pavilion. Now, one of them is already live, and there's going to be another one coming out live very soon. So let's take a look at these tweets here. So, and also to talk about Uniswap's V3 version 3, okay? Now, they have supplied liquidity to these pools, as you can see here, Sol Ethereum and Kcal Ethereum, for the upgraded protocol. So there's also a step-by-step guide walking you through the migration process if you're interested. Because as you probably know, Uniswap version 3 came out, and a lot of these token pairs don't have enough liquidity in version 3. So you need to use version 2 in order to be able to trade without suffering a lot of slippage, because as you could imagine, if there's not enough liquidity, there's a lot of slippage. So you end up losing a lot of funds if you actually sell or buy from V3. So Sol is on 3 different blockchains. Okay, they're on Neo as an NEP5 token, they're on Ethereum as an ERC20 token, and they're a coin on their own blockchain, the Phantasma Chain, where you can generate the fuel token Kcal. Okay, and Kcal is used quite a lot for NFTs. Not only to buy NFTs, you can also buy NFTs with Sol, of course, but if you want to actually create an NFT, if you want to mint an NFT, you need Kcal. So how do you get Kcal? You need to stake Sol, generate Kcal. And the good thing about staking Sol is that you only need to lock it up for 24 hours before you can transfer it out, right? To be able to generate Kcal. It's not one of those long lock times which we see with some of the projects on the Polka.eco, unfortunately. Like, for example, with PDEX, you need to wait 14 days to unlock. For Kusama, it's 7 days. But again, it's a different kind of ecosystem, right? So yeah, they didn't want to keep people locked up, so they've decided to go with this 24-hour lockup, which is not really a lockup. It's just more to actually mature the stake to be able to generate Kcal and also to be able to unstake. So there isn't that much selling pressure as they used to be, right? They used to be selling pressure, but now as Phantasma Chain is maturing into this kind of huge NFT ecosystem and also gaming ecosystem, so 2-in-1 is what they're trying to do here, which is awesome, right? So yeah, they've got this thing going on called the Ghost Market Sharing Saturday. where artists, musicians, photographers, game devs, they basically drop their NFTs, and it gets shared on the Twitter community, of course, so do check that out. Again, I have done a dedicated tutorial on Ghost Market, so check out that tutorial. It's really awesome. It's really easy to mint your NFT. You simply upload a photo or a song, depending on what kind of NFT you want to create, and you give it the parameters, and then you just pay the fee, and there you go, you're done, right? And you can even choose how many you want to mint, what's the maximum that you want to mint, and so on. Another tweet here, nice surprise and update from Sankar. Anyone holding a Kevin Smith Jay and Silent Bomb NFT will be airdropped exclusive content at the end of the current sale. Hope you got yours. 30% discount when buying with Soul. So again, do check this out. The artistic centric content creation and distribution dedicated to exploring the artistic possibilities. And yeah, they're basically trying to create a lot of utility with the NFTs that they've created for these actors, right? For Silent Bob and Kevin Smith. What else do we have? So let's talk about the games now, okay? The Pavilion games. So they're excited to announce the upcoming release of the first of many third-party games on Pavilion. Welcome Winter Fury. Okay, it's also a VR game. So aside from an NFT, you can also play it on VR, and it's awesome because even with that other racing game 22RS, you could actually hold those NFTs in your wallet, in your Phantasma blockchain wallet, right? They've got multiple wallets, by the way, so you need to download them if you want to get a desktop one or if you want to get the mobile one. There's also a web browser based extension one as well. Ectoplasm is called. So yeah, I mean, it's so yeah, they've got multiple wallets. You can get a desktop version, a browser-based version as well, which is the Ecto wallet. It's pretty cool, easy to use. You basically connect your Ghost Market, and there you have your KCAL and your Soul, so you can use that to make purchases or mint NFTs, or simply sell your NFT if you already have an NFT. So yeah, it's going to be the same with this game, Winter Fury. You can get NFTs within the game, hold those NFTs in your wallet, sell those NFTs in the marketplace, in the Ghost marketplace. So yeah, it's gonna keep on growing, right? It's gonna become a gaming platform and an NFT platform, in my opinion, right? That's the whole point, because they're spreading the word, they're marketing themselves. Indie game developers are gonna be developing on their platform, so we're gonna continue to see that growth. Yeah, this is pretty much it here. Oh yeah, one other thing that I almost forgot to talk about is this game here. So the Gardens Between is coming to Pavilion May 28th. It's a multi-award winning game which is available as an NFT asset and is featuring achievement NFTs, so you can now own, collect, and trade what you win. Okay, so yeah, do check this out. Again, it's this is kind of like a Sims game. I think it's like one of those simulator games, you know, like the classic Sims. I think that's what they're trying to do with this. It's a puzzle game, but it's similar to Sims, I think. I haven't tested it out, I haven't looked at it, but just from reading the summary here, explanatory summary of the game. But yeah, other than that, I mean, they've been doing really well, right? They've got 19,400 followers on Twitter. They've been building relationships with artists and with game developers, so I think that they've got a huge potential here. And before we take a look at the price chart, first of all, I just want to say, check out this interview that I did on Rice TVX yesterday. It was a live stream. I've discussed the Polkadot ecosystem on this live stream, so do check it out if you're interested. And also don't forget to subscribe to Chris from Rice TV. He's actually going to come on my channel as well. We're going to be talking about his crypto journey and what are some of the projects he's been following and why is he following them and so on. So we're going to be talking about that too when he comes on my show very soon. But yeah, if you're interested to learn about the Polkadot ecosystem from scratch, I've actually explained it in this live stream, so hopefully it'll make more sense. But next, let's talk about the price chart for Sol. So here we can see that if we look at the 1 hour chart, so let's go back. Actually, maybe let's even widen this to the daily chart. Would make more sense. Okay, so here we can see this is how Sol started. Okay, back in 2018, you could see we had this humongous crash because of the bear market. This was the bottom here, pretty much the bottom, right? Around 400 sats. We even went below that. We even went to like below 100 sats at some point. That's how low we went. And here you can see, if we zoom in a bit, you can see we had this push to the upside here to 2000 sats, just over 2000 sats. Then we had another pullback here. Then we had another push to the upside and another huge pullback here. as you can see, throughout 2020 before the bull market started. And this was the start of the bull run here. And here you can see that from April of 2020, we already had this push to the upside, 500 sats. Then we started to accumulate around this area. And then, of course, as soon as we started to get the huge marketing information and the NFTs, the gaming platform and so on, the development on Pavilion, you could see we started to get a lot of the push to the upside here. And we broke past 1400 sats. And then we had another huge pullback here towards the end of 2020. And then when they announced the partnership, well, not really partnership, but with the ghost market stuff, right? They've started to build relationships with artists, with actors, and more games were building on Pavilion. Then you could see we had this humongous push to the upside, and now we're starting to go into that accumulation zone once again, just like we've seen here. Now we could potentially go down further. I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but no one wants to come with ghost market, knowing that they're going to get a lot of marketing from these actors and from these artists. I just don't really see it go all the way down and have another full pullback like that, right? Unless the market takes a humongous plunge, because you can't control the market, right? If Bitcoin drops to 20,000 tomorrow, of course, Sol is also going to follow, and we're likely going to see the 500 sats range, okay? This is a possibility. I'm not saying it's not. But assuming that the market is going to remain quite bullish and we're going to be in a bull market for the next while, at least for till the end of this year, then we could potentially see some accumulation around this area, around 800 to 900 sats. We can see 800 sats is acting as good support here. And now we're trading at 920 sats here, as you can see. Now there's a bit of a wall here, unfortunately, but aside from that, there's not that much, right? So once that wall is broken, I mean, it could easily get to, let's modify this here and see the 7 decimals. So here, to get to 1k sats once again, you'd have to buy 392,000 Sol. Okay, once you get to that, then you're going to be revisiting the 1,000 sats once again. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't take that much, right? A little bit of buying pressure could potentially get there. And like I said, it is in the accumulation area, so it all depends on what news are coming out. And we got to remember that Sol is not even listed on any major exchanges. They're on Uniswap and on KuCoin as the two major exchanges, right? Like KuCoin is probably the largest exchange that it's on. So just think about it. When Sol is going to get listed on a larger exchange, what is going to be the upside potential, right? It could be humongous. We could visit that all-time high once again, right, of over 5,000 sats. It's very, very likely. It all depends on what's to come and the use cases, right? Because we've got utility for Sol and for KCAL at the moment. So there's definitely a lot of upside potential there. And yeah, that's it about Sol. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But next, I want to talk about Polkadex, who actually happen to also be today's channel sponsors. I'd like to thank them very much. So let's watch this short clip from Polkadex, and then we'll get back in to talk about the price and their news. This video is sponsored by Polkadex. Polkadex will be a substrate-based DEX with an order book, but it's really going to be much more than that. Polkadex is powered by the PDEX token, which is currently trading on various exchanges as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, which will follow a migration to Substrate and be integrated into Polka.js, Polkadot's web wallet. Polkadex are essentially going to be the trading engine for Web3 and DeFi. They'll be a decentralized peer-to-peer order book-based crypto exchange for the DeFi ecosystem on Substrate. Some of the core features are trustless cross-chain transfers, planned bridges between various blockchains, and 0% trading fees for PDEX holders. Some of their other important features are high-frequency trading, an ideal palette to hold initial decentralized offering on their DEX, a fiat gateway to be able to purchase crypto using your debit card, a decentralized KYC option to store your identity data within your wallet and not on the platform, NFTs. The Polkadex NFTs will gamify the trading ecosystem to make it more fun for users, a new token generation feature. Token generated on Polkadex will have native support for cross-chain transfers to other parachains and networks connected to their ecosystem, high liquidity with the help of decentralized KYC system, and finally, forkless upgrades thanks to the power of Substrate. The team consists of Vivek and Gautam with extensive experience in development and with passion for building on Substrate, Deepansh, who's in charge of their operations, and Ksenia, who's managing their marketing and does a great job at it. Now, their testnet is due to launch at the end of May or at the end of June of 2021, and their mainnet will likely launch on the Kusama parachain around August of this year. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching that. So yeah, Polkadex has been on an absolute run up, right? $32 on average across all the different exchanges here. Not too long ago, a couple of days ago, it was trading at $13, like $14 more or less, right? Because it had a week down. We're going to take a look at that too. But it's absolutely amazing, right? It's absolutely amazing how the power of staking can cause this kind of growth, right? Because we're not talking about any exchange listings here. We're talking about purely staking. They still got a long way to go. We got to remember that they're not going to be live until August or September of this year. So there's still some time to go before the decentralized exchange with the order book is going to go live and is going to connect as a parachain. And they are going to connect to Kusama as a parachain, as per that interview that I've had with Vivek, one of the co-founders of Polkadex. Do check that interview out, by the way. It should pop up on the top right hand corner of the screen. So we still have some way to go. Their testnet is due to launch either at the end of this month or early next month. And they're also going to be speaking at the Polkadot Decoded event to present Polkadex, right? So I'm assuming that's probably why we've got this hype with the Polkadot ecosystem, just because Polkadot Decoded is just around the corner. It's going to start next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, actually next week. So it's going to be running for 2 days, so Wednesday and Thursday. And yeah, Polkadex are going to be speaking at that event. Gotham is going to be speaking at that event, who's one of the co-founders as well of Polkadex. And he's going to be presenting Polkadex, what they're all about, what they're going to be doing, and so on. So yeah, you can see here that probably one of the most bullish news that we've got here, aside from the staking, is with regards to the Polkadex developers completing a generic cross-chain transfer with Ethereum. So now any ERC20 token in Ethereum can be bridged to Polkadex. Okay, so they're working like crazy here to try to produce, and that's good. They're trying to deliver. It's as simple as that, right? Probably the only FUD that they've had this year was in relation to losing the Web3 Foundation grant, right? That's the only FUD that we've had this year. And again, the Web3 Foundation grant is more for those people that are trying to start up a project and they don't have enough funding. So just to kind of help them kickstart that with a minimum funding of around $30,000 or $35,000, just to help fund them for a couple of months, pretty much, right? Because you can't pay developers you can't cover them for more than that with 35,000, let's be honest, right? So yeah, aside from that, which is not a big deal, they've been doing well, they've been developing, right? And I think with this Polkadex staking on KuCoin, it really helps them. And if they are going to get listed on other exchanges, we could potentially see Polkadex touch $40 once again. So now let's look a little bit at the price of Polkadex and at the chart to kind of see where could they potentially go, because the last time that we checked them, they were actually trading at $39.90 as the highest that they've touched. Let me see, let me go back here. It makes it hard to follow here just because they started trading at $10,000 on KuCoin, so it's making it much harder to look at the historical chart now if you want to zoom out, you know. So let's go back here and see. So here we go. No, not this one. Not this one. It's this one. Let me go back a bit more. There we go. So yeah, let's minimize this. So here you can see we had this push to the upside. This was when trading started. So it was trading at under $10. It actually went to $8.90, by the way. Then it started to get this huge run up here. As you can see, there was a lot of FOMO buying here. It touched $39.90. Then we pulled back significantly to the $15 range, and we've been accumulating between $14 and $15 for quite some time before we had another push to the upside to 23. This kind of turned into resistance here because it wasn't able to go higher. There wasn't enough buying power. It had another attempt here. It failed. It came back down once again. It went down to $14 here, as you can see. And then as it started accumulating, there was a lot of FOMO because of Polkadot Decoded, of course, and also because of staking on KuCoin. And as you can see here, there's a huge push to the upside once again, but it is risky. It is risky, and I'm going to tell you why, because it is forming the same pattern as we've seen here. It's following a similar pattern as we've seen here. And I am worried that with anything that goes up too much, it does come down. I don't expect it to continue to like accumulate around here and push to the upside once again, just because they've got until August to deploy. So before August, there could be many things happening in the market. We have to remember here. So we could see a pullback once again. I'm not saying it's going to be $15. It's a possibility, but I do think we could see a pullback to around the $20 range, maybe even $19. around this area here, and we could potentially accumulate for a while before we'll see another push to the upside, which could take us to $40. Now, I'm not saying that this couldn't go to $40. It could very likely do, but I'm just seeing a bit of a struggle here, and you got to remember that there is resistance. So there's only so much people can buy, and once the buying is done, the selling starts, right? The selling starts because traders are usually buying when they see breakouts. So now we've had a breakout here out of this range. Traders bought here. Traders probably bought here again on this small pullback. Traders likely bought here to ride the next one, and likely bought here. So there's going to be selling pressure, right? As soon as there's no more buying pressure, as soon as there's no more upside potential, once it starts trading sideways, as soon as it finds some weakness here, that's when traders are going to start selling. So we could potentially see a dump here to the $20 range. That's what I'm saying. So just be careful with this. Don't get too hyped up. Maybe wait for it to cool off if you haven't bought PDEX already, right? So again, not financial advice, but if you're thinking to buy PDEX for long term, wait for the cool off. Don't buy the pumps, just because then you're going to have that negative sentiment that things are not working out, and then you're going to start spreading FUD, and then you're going to sell anyway. You're going to sell at a loss. So be patient. Patience is the key, especially in the bull market. If you buy the top, you are going to get wrecked. It's as simple as that. Now, long term, it's likely going to go up higher, but we got to remember, it's not going live until August. Many things could happen in the market till August. Nothing goes up forever unless they're going to get listed on Binance. If they get listed on Binance, $30 is probably going to turn into support. It's probably going to be stabilized around that as the bottom, and it's likely going to go to $50 or more, right? But assuming that they're not going to Binance, because we don't know, right? We got to consider what we know right now. Right now, they're not going anywhere, right? They're staying on KuCoin. So because of that, you have to remember that there is that risk of the pullback. The market doesn't just go up in a straight line, okay, unless it's Dogecoin, right? Jokes aside. Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Where do you think you could see PDEX go to? Where do you think we could see Sol go to? Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.